The Daily Talk Show, episode 580.
Happy Fat Fridays.
Can we get a cheers?
Cheers.
We've currently got Coca-Cola. This is Coke No Sugar.
I had a coffee this morning with a friend I haven't seen in a long time, and I had a moment where I wanted to cheers my coffee. I was like, that could be a thing.
Because it's been a while.
No, not even the wild thing. It's maybe just off the back of last night having a few beers and there was a few cheers going on.
Oh, we did do that. How many beers did you have?
2 1/4 because I started drinking the third and my wife said, absolutely not. You're driving home.
So who got that beer?
I just left it to go warm.
$8.
I didn't pay for it. Tommy D. Thanks, Tommy D. But I didn't show him. Like, it's a Gronk move to just get a beer bought and let it go cold, let it go warm.
Go warm, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But anyway, it's Fat Fridays today and we're doing a McDonald's one. I was in a meeting just before with the team at PGA. A friend of mine told them Fat Fridays. They said, what do you have?
As in the golf?
No, it's not PGA. Property Guide Australia, I think is what it's short for. Mm-hmm. They said, what are you having? And I said, the veggie burger from McDonald's.
Also known as the McVeggie.
McVeg. And they said, 2 of the people in the meeting heard good things about that.
Oh, great. Can you bring it up, please?
You know, when I only realised that Macca's didn't do a vegetarian option when you became veggie for a month and I looked into it and they're like,
yeah, what am I going to eat?
They actually have nothing there. You'd end up just eating a piece of bread.
Mm-hmm. And we also have our mate George. George, how are you?
Hello. Good.
You're just sitting on the couch.
Is that a Hamish and Andy Perfect Holiday jumper?
It is. Looks great.
It is great.
I wore it last night to try and impress Ryan, but then I took it off. I chickened out.
Can I just say, McVeggie smells like a Big Mac.
Yeah.
It smells great. But George is a great editor and he used to edit
as well.
Mainly editor. Personality TBC. But yeah, and so George is working out of the office today and we appreciate him being here.
And yeah, he was at our episode that we did last night for the fire relief at the Espy.
Yep.
What an effort the Lady Brains gals put in to put that together.
I don't know when you say gals.
Why not?
I guess you can.
I can say gals. Coca-Cola have it, the gals.
Oh, yeah.
So if Coca-Cola can say the gals.
I think it's you saying the gals.
I can say the gals.
I could say the gals.
What am I saying?
No, I think I'm better suited.
But I reckon, do you think I get more of a laugh out of the gals?
Yeah, because it doesn't fit you as well.
Yeah, I know, but that's why I lean into it because it seems dumb coming from me. Why is that though? Why?
I don't know. No, you just have masculine qualities. So when you say things like when you call,
I'm glad because I am a bloke.
Yeah, but when you say certain things, they trigger moments. Like when you said something about Anna and Caitlin doing a great job, but the way you said it, it almost sounded like you were the groom at a wedding and you're saying, doesn't the bride look beautiful tonight?
No, I didn't. Don't confuse. I wasn't.
But what did he say? Did you hear that?
No.
It was near the end. It was like,
I said,
what a great job, the lady brain. George, did you hear that? Or
no, I didn't hear that.
No, you're sensitive,
and
baby.
then I was like, yeah, I sort of said, oh yeah, Anna and Caitlin.
No, because I said Anna and Kate and then you jumped to Caitlin. And so I said,
yeah,
Caitlin.
I don't even think it was. Was that in the episode?
That was in the episode, or
was it? No,
it was just at the end. Anyway, I was doing some thank yous to the people that put it on, and I mean, we were just the last to speak, which was lovely, and it
was great. We had Ryan Shelton. That was one of my favourite episodes. I think like the vibe's good.
I always like to get when I get in the car with Amy after we've done something live,
the temperature in the room of the car.
I'm saying she's like, what do you want from me? Because I kept on saying, "What? Tell me about it." I was like, I was on stage. I wasn't there. I don't have perspective of what it was like. So George, full review. Next 5 minutes, start talking. No, I'm joking. No, did you enjoy the night?
Yeah, I loved it. It was awesome. I thought the girls were great. You guys were funny.
The gals,
right?
I was surprised that most of the conversation was going to be about Ryan's last podcast episode on the Imperfects, but I think
you listened to the Imperfects podcast twice, didn't you? That episode?
Yeah, I loved it.
It was a great one.
It was a really good one.
Yeah.
But I think it was important that you guys did that because I think sure a lot of people in the audience would have got a lot out of it.
Yeah.
And it was also funny, and yeah, it was good.
If you have no idea, listen to our episode from yesterday and then go back and listen to
The Imperfects.
Awesome.
Can we try this burger?
Yeah, let's try it. All right, guys. Simultaneous bite between the four of us in the room.
As we do, I'd like to also thank Ventura IP, who does all of our web hosting. You can sign up for a shared web hosting account. You get the first year 50% off. Use the promo code TDTS.
All right.
Thank you, Venture IP.
1, 2, 3, bite. Wow.
Can we just appreciate the amount of mayo on my face?
That's actually really good. I was telling George before, I haven't eaten beef from Macca's in over a year now.
Really?
I'm proud of that.
That would have been me last.
How long's it been for you, Sebs?
Less than 24 hours.
The dude that gets fussy about so much stuff, like when it comes
Whenever
to
he's
like
with
meat
me,
dishes,
he'll
you
crumble.
get off your.
There was a lot of pushing last night.
Yeah.
Who's leaning in?
Was he? No, I appreciate that. He lent in last Friday night when we went to drinks and he was out with me
Can we
until
fix
10
my
p.m.
face? Do you have a serviette?
You can fix your face.
No, I want you
Just
to
wipe
fix
it with your hand.
Here you go. No,
I want you to fix
no,
it.
absolutely not. I'm not your
sorry, Caitlin, who listens to the show, she gets funny about hearing the sound of food being eaten. Sorry.
George, before you take that bite, what do you think of the burger?
It's actually delicious.
Yeah?
It's yum. I would have thought it was just a McChicken or something if I didn't know.
It's not.
No, it's not.
It's a McVeggie.
Yeah.
Sevs, what's your opinion?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like the flavour on it.
Yeah.
It's the mayo.
I do just want to say, though, it's not strictly vegetarian.
What?
Due to its cooking procedures, the way that they cook it, so it sounds like they're using the same hot plate as the meat.
It's all right, surely.
There's a lot of veggies
That won't do it.
That wouldn't, yeah.
are also okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, remember you go to a barbecue, we can't be that fussy.
Yeah.
Like, all right, just chuck it on with the sausages.
I mean, same plate. Like, it's not like it's not going to cross-contaminate it. Like it.
But is that misleading? Like, when you are saying that...
Well, I mean, the chief marketing officer came out and said it from Macca's. So they've really led with it.
They led with it.
Yeah.
What's the name of the chief marketing officer?
His name's Mick
Jenny.
something.
Jenny.
Mick Jenny.
Jenny Dill.
Jenny Dill. Okay. And so Jenny, what did she actually say?
Due to its cooking procedure, it's not strictly vegetarian.
Ah, yeah.
That's not them actively coming out. That's a report. That's a reporter asking for a quote, isn't it?
I mean, it's all over 7 news.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
Is it a big deal? Like, have they made a big deal about it?
Well, Macca's or the news?
But what about Hungry
So
Jack's?
Hungry Jack's does the same thing. They've got the Rebel Whopper, which is, they cook the same patties on the same plate. So,
okay. Well, I guess if that's where you're going for your food as a vegetarian, they're predominantly meat places. So go elsewhere.
but it tastes good.
Or don't be as fussy. You can have it if you need to. I get it.
Can they eat chips?
Yes.
With
They're
the
not
nuggets cooked in there?
You think they deep fry nuggets? Like,
Actually, I worked at Macca's. Did they?
yeah, did they?
I think so.
They're pretty dry. They're pretty
I think
pretty
they do when they go
non-moist.
into the heat thing, like the which dries them a little bit.
Yeah.
On the whole vegan vegetarian thing, it's obviously very hot right now. Yeah, which makes sense. We need to be reducing our meat consumption.
Well, I think it's hot right now based on climate change. Is one of the real heat. One of the real reasons.
Game changes as well. You got to say that was a big part. You don't think?
Well, I think it's because it goes through health implications of meat. But then if you just say, then the other bit is beyond so there's cruelty, there's health implications for the individual consuming it, and then there's the climate impact. And so that's where it's like, I think these three things go off. Health, you're going to die of cancer if you eat meat. But then climate change is, all the shit happening. It's like, then we're hard on that. So these things always just peak.
Yeah.
And so what's peaking right now is climate change.
The other thing that's been peaking for a while, Byron Bay.
I mean, George is a Byron Bay local.
Yeah, that's why I bring it up.
Is it true your mum owns a bookstore in Byron Bay?
Yeah.
Is it like in the
Book
main
room.
the book room?
The book room. There's one in Byron, there's one in Lennox.
Where's Lennox?
Is it her franchise or she owns both?
Yeah, Mum and John, my stepdad.
That's sick.
Amazing.
Because I tried to sell. I bought a bunch of books.
Oh, yeah.
Many copies of us. I was trying to start my own sort of small micro bookshop that never ended up happening. And so I actually tried to sell you the stock.
That's right.
Did you ever show your mum the
I
stock?
don't know if I ever passed on the message.
Poor effort, George.
I know because I've still got the fucking books.
Actually,
They're
you still
down
got the
there.
opportunity. What if we go take them up to your mum's bookstore?
She'll love it.
Yeah, but what sort of
Does she have
price?
to buy-
What sort of price point?
Jeez.
Cost price.
$3 a book.
Yeah, how many books is it?
No, take a hit on it. Just under cost price. You have to go under
Yeah.
cost price. So
Well, so
feels
there's
like she's getting a
wholesale.
bargain.
Yeah, I think I've got. How many books do we think we've got left? I've got maybe 50.
Yeah, I reckon.
50
Hey,
books.
George,
Yeah, $100.
So you grew up in Byron.
No, grew up in Canberra.
Oh, that's right.
I moved to Byron after school. So like literally like the day after I finished school when I was 18 with Mum. And I was up there for, like 5 years before coming here.
Okay, and what year was that? So how many?
So end of 2011.
So it was. I mean, it's super trendy in 2020.
Yeah,
It's like-
it's changed a lot actually, even since I was there.
So did you
I
come
can't
into
really call myself like a local, but
But did you go in at a time where it was like
More
busy?
hippies?
Yeah, it was more hippie. It wasn't as crazy in the summer period.
a little bit. It's not really like full on hippies like back in the 60s or whatever.
Yeah.
There's still a few up there living in the hills and stuff, but Byron town now is there's a lot of, I don't know, kids and mainstream sort of people.
Mainstream.
When did the Hemsworths arrive? Were they there when you were there?
Yeah. They come into the shop actually quite a lot.
Oh,
Buy
really?
books. Yeah,
They buy
Liam,
books? What
Liam
do
bought
they-
like $1,000 worth of books for Christmas.
Really?
Oh,
Just
single-
recently?
Yeah, like a couple of weeks ago. Just walked in with
Imagine
a
if they
big
had-
pile of them and just went boom.
wow.
Nah, you know what he's done? He's gone, fuck, I've just been in Hollywood for the last, 10 months.
I've lost some brain cells.
No. I haven't got presents for people.
Uh-huh.
I need some quick presents for Christmas. And so she's gone and done the book run.
Yeah.
It's good presents. What about Thor? Is he popped
he's
into the
around.
store?
Yeah, he's got his big mansion there.
Have you met Thor?
No. I think I've seen him in the shop before, but I didn't say hi.
What do you do when you go to the shop?
Just walk around.
Like a customer? Like you don't have like a seat that you sit behind the...
Nah. Well, when I got there to visit,
Yeah.
I used to work in the coffee shop, which was like part of the bookshop.
Oh, that's
So at
trendy.
the front of the bookshop, there's a coffee machine.
Does your
where I
mum
would-
run that, or
I'd
is that
make-
another
make
person?
coffee. What's that?
Does your mum run that, or is that
Yeah,
another
still
person?
same company.
Really?
Just Mum and John.
Yeah, I
Diversifying
like that.
income.
So
Yeah.
she hires the barista?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So
I guess you'd get good baristas in Byron.
yeah, I was the best. But yeah.
So you were actually a barista there.
Yeah.
So would you, as a standard, make a strong 2-shot coffee, or was that extra?
This has changed now. Like since being in Melbourne, I've realised that because I used to just do a single shot for if someone ordered a latte, I'd just do a single shot.
Mm-hmm.
But now,
And can you
that's
just confirm,
double.
is that a button that you're pressing that is single shot, or is it?
Yeah, it's a button, but it's also the group head thing.
Oh yeah, so it
It's
either
got like one spout rather
Yeah.
than two spouts.
yes.
Yeah.
And so now the standard, which is what you're pointing at in Melbourne, and most places now, a coffee you get is 2 shots. But then that begs the question: is that the new 1 shot? So when you ask for, rather than saying a week, I'll
If
just
you want
get
a double
latte, you get it running 2 shots. So they've redefined the 1 shot
Yeah.
to be the
It
last.
should have always been that.
It should get. It was
Seems
fucking
like the
hot milk
default
with a
now.
touch of coffee flavour. Yeah, and so
So would you have to completely retrain if you wanted to do it again, or do you think you'd
No,
be
I
able
don't
to
think so.
handle the new rules?
When I first came to Melbourne, I was like, oh, I'll just get a cafe job.
Mhm.
And I did a trial in somewhere in Northcote.
Where was it? What was the place called?
Oh, can't remember. Can't remember what it was called. And I was like, oh, this isn't for me.
So
Yeah.
you emailed me just when you arrived, and then
is George your Mason?
yeah.
Yeah.
When did
We've
you?
all got one.
But George, a little bastard, wasn't offering free work. He wanted cash straight out. Well, baby needs to survive. And so you arrived in Melbourne. Who did you have with you in Melbourne? Who'd you know?
My sister was here, and me and my girlfriend came down together.
Yeah.
And I reckon I emailed you like probably 6 months after I was.
You waited 6 months.
I waited 6 months.
What were you doing for 6 months?
Following
I don't know.
Yeah, trying to work out how to fucking make a coffee in Melbourne.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name of the Northcote place that you've worked at.
Yeah.
And so you
He really took it, didn't he? Then.
Yeah, you know, it's not funny when you submit when you don't push back. I just seem mean. Don't you agree? It seemed harsh.
No, you mean.
I'm
That was
not
harsh.
mean.
No, that was harsh.
No, I'm not mean.
Or that's his humour by making you out like a mean man.
Okay. A mean man. No, I get it.
You're a mean man.
If we were to, if you started working out of the office more, if we were at some point to get like a full barista, like set up,
plumbed in, a coffee machine plumbed in.
would you? Because Eddie Maguire, who got a lot of love yesterday at the show, he has a barista that sits or stands in his studio and makes coffees for them throughout the show. How do you feel about being our barista, George?
In what show does he do this? In his radio show?
Yeah, in his radio
It's
show.
not in the studio.
Yeah, it's in the studio.
It's not in the studio.
How many coffees are they drinking to have someone?
Yeah,
the
too
whole
many
time?
coffees. You're gonna have too many
Can you look this up? Because Tommy has just outright said I'm a liar and said it's not in studio.
I know those studios. I'd be.
It is. I've seen it. So you're going based on I don't think it would be, and I'm saying I've watched a bunch of videos and the barista is in the. Yeah, he's in the fucking
That's
studio.
such a gimmick. Definitely, it's an integration with.
Of course, it's a gimmick.
Is he actually?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing they do it during the songs.
What the? That's so indulgent. So that the reason I push back is like it's an airlock studio that's smaller than this, like half the size
They
of our
probably
room.
spent $1 million trying to get as little sound in as possible, and then they've put some. What's that sound? That's the water. Can we turn that off? No.
Yeah, that's the steam.
Yeah, you okay?
No.
Bit of indigestion. So can you find it, Sevs? I don't want to bully everyone today, but what's taking you so fucking long? Guys, I went to sleep at 1:30.
Yeah, so you're delirious. That's
No,
your aggression.
I actually can't find it. So they call it an in-house barista, potentially,
Where have you found that information?
on Triple M's social media page.
And so if you
They have
go,
Barefoot
video.
Investor even mentioned it to us. Remember how he's
oh,
like,
that's right.
yeah, let's get a young kid.
And so
in there.
if you go into YouTube, Mace, and just type in hot breakfast, Triple M hot breakfast, you'll find it.
Mate.
You'll find it. But so yeah, I went to bed at 1:30.
After the live shows, I'm wired.
I couldn't. I
So
turned
wide.
off night shift off my phone because I was trying to look at when I saw the photo that you took. It was
Oh,
all
the blue
blue.
one? Yeah.
I was like, oh, it must be the night shift that's fucking with it.
Did you appreciate my pun?
Yeah, it was good.
You liked it?
Blew it out.
Well, there was blue lights from the stage, and I took a selfie, and it was all blue. And so I thought,
Yeah.
the photo blew out.
And so yeah, no, I was wired too. But the across the road from our house is a retail shop, and when we're on the 5th level in our apartment block. But there had been some, like security, retail security, like they've got like the beep, 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 like the
For
security, like if you're taking something out of the store.
security tags
Yeah.
on clothing and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one of those was going off all night,
Fuck,
and we
that's
could hear
annoying.
it.
That's so annoying.
So I played music the whole night
Really?
in bed to be able to like sleep.
So you substitute a sound with another sound.
Well, yeah,
better sound, better quality
Because
sound.
I tried to listen to an audiobook, but the beeping, you have to have it so loud to sort of hurt your ears. So I had to
How
play
annoying.
music. Yeah, anyway.
That's so annoying.
What music?
I actually used Google Home because it was like late. I was like, I wonder what time it is in New York City, and so I streamed some New York radio. And which is fun because they then like do the traffic. So it's giving you the New York traffic.
So did you have any sleep last night, dude?
Yeah, from like 1:30 I went to sleep and
You
then
actually
woke
got
up
to
like
sleep.
so delirious at like 7 or 7:30.
Yeah.
But no, it was great. Everyone, I appreciated Pete Shepherd, Tall Gronk. What I like is we're at the point with the relationship where he doesn't have to pretend that he's happy about something,
What do you mean?
which is when he's here, like when he's at the event.
Yeah.
It's just like you know that he wants to go.
Oh, he's not just pulling.
He's not
himself
like
along.
he's not smiling. I'm just like, oh, you ready to go? Yeah, I've got to go. So okay, well, thanks for coming. And then as I say, thanks for coming, and go look over it, he's gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he put in a good effort. There was
Yeah.
so many.
His shirt
awesome
was.
people
Can we
there.
just appreciate his custom tailored shirt?
It was great, wasn't it?
I didn't take note of it.
It
What was it?
Campbell took a few photos of Pete last night.
yeah, he
Looks
did
great.
actually ramble.
Yeah.
Ramble. Thanks for coming.
So
Lots of great heads there.
So there's we sort of thought that what could we bring to the event? We thought, well, 97 can film everyone.
Yes.
And Ramble came, which was great.
Mm.
Turns out though that as 97 was filming, Ramble was hanging with him a little bit, and just when was it?
Well, so I was checking the audio, and it was just before Gemma's panel.
What was the banter like with the audio people, by the way?
Yeah, they were lovely.
What did you talk about?
Just like not really knowing how to like set up like limiters and all that. I was just like asking him about his
And they
like
did
little
that? They clearly didn't do a limiter at the start.
for your
It
one.
was a bit distorted, yeah.
Oh yeah, but I mean you blew that out.
Well, that was my fault. I wasn't.
You yelled.
That was
What if there was a
definitely your
limit?
fault.
That's the point of a limiter.
Yeah.
Yeah, still.
So
So,
there was
anyway, no, just a bit
anyway.
of audio banter.
So you were like lining. We're like, oh, XLR lining in.
Yeah,
line
but
out.
I don't know what I'm talking about. So
Did you think that they knew that?
maybe
They
probably
they
not.
sensed it.
I sort of like. Yeah, I just lent into it.
I feel
Just
like
made it up.
well, that's
Anyway,
good.
well, you're going somewhere with this, and then
We still are. This is the show. Welcome.
yeah. But God, he's
Any
tired,
more
isn't
audio?
he?
Oh, yeah, sure. No, anyway, yeah. So while I was over at the audio thing, just checking levels and making sure it was recording and all okay, Jem's thing started, and then I got back to the camera and realized that it was pointed slightly in the wrong direction.
Slightly in the wrong direction.
I can tell you where I come in this story.
Mhm.
My eyes were looking at Sevs when he jars this camera, like fucking jabs the camera and just moves so
You
fast.
didn't even unlock the bit. Did you?
I was like, I thought that's unusable. Like if it's one
Yeah.
locked off shot, you got to pan. At least just give it a little bit of a pan so it's like usable.
Mm.
But it makes sense now that the shot wasn't usable and he was punching it into a
Yeah,
usable
so
position.
anyway, I'm just like, oh, this is weird. Someone's knocked the camera. And I just mentioned it to Pete. I was like, oh, the camera's been knocked. And Pete didn't really bring it up. And so Ramble came over and I was like, oh, mate, so annoying. Someone went and knocked the camera. And Tommy, you came over and you're just like, oh, yeah, some dickhead. Just like I was telling you, oh, what a dickhead. That's what you were saying. I don't think Ramble was there.
Some
for that.
derp.
Yeah. And then Ramble came up and I was like, oh, yeah, the camera's been knocked in. He's like, that was me.
Fuck.
And then
Ramble.
Pete was there just like pissing himself in the corner.
Pete
just-
didn't rat. Pete knew, but didn't rat.
No, he didn't rat until after. Yeah, I mean, not ratting, but yeah, he really jumped on
didn't
board
rat.
when Ramble came out and said that he knocked the camera.
I mean,
So what's the learning? I mean, he bought a ticket. He was supporting the.
No, I know.
You can't get up. He took photos.
He did take photos.
He did beautiful
I
Insta
don't
stories.
care. I don't really care.
Yeah, it's low level.
I'd give a fuck if it was
Lucky it wasn't a paid
the paid gig.
gig. Well, we wouldn't have had 97 on the camera if it was a paid gig.
We would have George
but in
up
all
there.
seriousness,
That's fair. No, that's fair.
George found that very funny. You being on the camera on a paid gig.
So is Gemma's footage usable at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I corrected
Except for the
it.
moment where you jarred it.
So there's like
No,
the first
that
3
fixed it.
minutes.
Yeah, a couple minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, it was a great night. The green room was nice.
That was lovely. And so we got lovely access. I mean, it's so funny when you're doing an event that's for charity, but then you're getting access to all the good stuff like a green room with a fridge full of beer and then food. Oh,
You paid for the food though, didn't you? The pizzas.
so I went.
Do we not?
Listen,
Are you kidding me?
listen. I went down.
We need to call them and pay.
Listen to my story.
all right.
I went down to get us a pizza and some chips for the green room. And I spoke to the woman and said, hey, this is what I wanted to order some food just for up there. And I was like, no, can't do that. Can't do and because there's the thing about the SB venue is I said to this
Beautiful
person,
venue.
I said, do you know where the green room is? They're like, yeah, just upstairs, go through there. I walk up, I'm like, this isn't the green room. Turns out there's a bar called the Green Room. It's green.
Oh,
They call it the green room.
At SCA, they had the studio, which was a space, but not a studio.
It was called the studio.
It was called the studio, but it
they
was where
have-
you'd have meetings.
But they also have they
Just
have
meet you at the
studios.
studio. Yeah,
Yeah.
they
And
got
so-
rid of that.
And so I was in the green room that wasn't the green room that I was wanting, but I found the green room where you guys were. And so I said to this woman, look, we're up in the green room, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, look, I'm going to have to check if we can even do this. Went off.
Is it the stairs?
I waited for 5 minutes. I don't know. It's just different areas.
Yeah.
Spoke to some manager, and the manager came out, was like, yeah, dude, all good. What are you after? I was like, oh, blah, 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 pizza, chips. Yeah, no problem. I'm like, yeah, but I want to pay. No, I want to pay. Like I said, we're doing this charity thing. Like I want to pay.
Yeah.
So, and he's like, nah, all good. Don't worry about it.
Well, you're like, sorry, I meant 2 pizzas.
No, but I was like, it's a bit
That's
of
nice.
It was lovely.
I thought that we may have missed it. So that was
no way.
the way
I
that
asked,
you told the
I asked
story.
the first person, can I pay for it here? Like I made sure. Massive Gronk move doing a charity event where you're not willing to get your card out.
It's
pay.
definitely, there's definitely a,
We could
there's a heightened tension around that, right?
well, you don't want to be called out.
Well, yeah, but
You don't
yeah.
want to be cancelled.
Yeah, that'd be so annoying.
Had a margarita.
Yeah.
We got cancelled over margarita chip
Well, we
and
did-
chips.
We got called out for, we get this beautiful green room. Anna and Caitlin have done a fantastic job. They show it to us. They're like, this is your green room. And that was it. And they went in there. And we're hanging in the green room.
They got their green room.
Yeah, they've got theirs. Ryan Shelton came into our green room. And we were having a beer and
As you do in the green
and just
room.
having some nice chats. And I sort of said, I guess Bree was texting me saying, your dad's here.
Yeah.
Should come down and say hello.
So we're away from the action and there's a bit of action happening.
Yeah. And I just thought, look, I think there's something about just the energy of just arriving and being there rather than sort of the floating around.
Yeah.
I just remember school production days. You didn't want people to see you in makeup. And so we were staying and that was fine. And then Ryan said, we probably should go down. Do you think we should go down and watch everyone else?
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking too. And so we sort of casually walked down. And then as we casually walked down, Anna and Caitlin were on the microphone saying, now we're just waiting for the Daily Talk Show, boys, before you can get started. And then they were like, just got to come down and sit down. And, in that moment when they said come and sit down, there were some chairs on the stage. I was about this close from sitting on the stage.
When what they were saying was get in the front row because you're going to be called up.
Yeah.
Yeah, very funny.
And so, but it was good. So that we were called out and there was a little bit of embarrassment because it was very much about hope you're enjoying the green room. I wanted there's the defensiveness in you that's I didn't even want I didn't ask for the green room. I was being polite having the green room. We wanted to pay for the pizza.
But imagine if we had come down when we were just meant to go on stage.
Oh, no, it wouldn't have been able to happen. There would have been because I think even 97 said, did you just have to smash the pizza? Did you have to just quickly eat it? I was like, no, we were taking our time. We didn't know that and I understand, definitely we wanted to see everyone.
Yeah.
And it's important to support and all that sort of thing. Yeah.
How much of it is your anxiety around going down there? Because I went and sort of quickly between getting that pizza and then coming back up,
Yes.
I went in and snuck a few hors d'oeuvres, a few little canapes and said hi to a few people. And everyone was like, where's Josh? Even Bree, where's Josh? I was like,
Well, see, yeah. And so you throw me under the bus by doing that. I'd prefer if you stay in.
but I just wanted to go and say,
I think
mingle. That's
97's
what I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I'm cool
I think
with just mingling.
97's good at mingling because then they can say, where is Tommy and Josh?
Yeah, but then so you say, I need because I want to be down.
Oh,
there.
yeah. Well, I guess so.
I want
just
to get
think-
amongst it.
But I think there's maybe we need to define show roles where it's you're the warm-up guy for me. You're just sort of warming up the crowd.
Even your dad was like, where's Josh?
Of course he was. I had to cut him off because he said, climate change. I was like, Dad, what are you doing? You've had, we're at a fire relief fundraiser.
money.
We're raising money here.
Can you
And
get
he's
your
like,
dad on?
now, don't get me up on stage. I'm like, Dad, rest assured, we're not getting you on stage. If anything, you're half a beer away from getting kicked out. But it was great that I really enjoyed that they came. My brother Jake was there. There was a good crew.
Yeah, it was great.
I got to do my bit.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely got to do Nando's bit, which is a thing you do at every live show. How'd you feel about it? Because if you watch yesterday's video, you see him. I was taken aback when you stood up.
Oh, yeah.
Firstly, I'm thinking Mason's fucking shot.
Focus.
Did you have to change focus?
No,
No,
left it.
I think it worked well.
Yeah, it was wide enough. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was worried. I was like, he's really going hard on this. How'd you feel about it?
Oh, I feel great. So I think you're right there with the ice. You've got none left. No, I felt really good. I think that probably what I was hoping for. So I did my bit, and so it was an in-joke. What you could have maybe done is said that joke was because we emceed a Nando's thing and this, and then, but you didn't.
It's funnier.
And so I'm not going to, I wasn't going to say, the reason I did this bit was because of this. And so you just let it hang there.
Yeah.
And so then,
I mean, George, did you get it?
Yeah, I loved it. Did
you thought it was funny.
you know
didn't
it was coming, or
I did.
did Ryan?
I didn't know it was coming with that much gusto.
And so I said,
Ryan's reaction was so good. He's like, "Wow."
so
But that's this shtick.
well, because the thing is, when we were in the green room, I said, "Now, Ryan, I do this thing before," and Tommy's like, "No, don't tell him."
No, it's much better if people don't know. You need to not know, because everyone who loves our show and is there to support us gets it, and other people are just left confused, but they're just and they're all participating, putting their hands up. It's amazing.
Yeah. Rob Ward was saying that he said he had to explain to two people next to him what was happening.
Yeah.
But I think for something that only took
that connects. I think so. The fact that people have to. It's like people say, don't do in jokes. It's like, nah, but if you get people in on it, it's big.
But you didn't.
I had to explain it to my girlfriend. It was pretty hard to whisper in her ear like what the joke was.
How do you whisper? How do you, if you were to whisper? What did you say? What did you say?
Oh, because they emceed a gig for Nando's, and then
That's how we would have done it too, to be honest. But
I think it's funny because then they're just left a bit confused, and then we did some fun stuff.
do you think it just takes away? Is there, because I guess Bree always she says things without saying them. She's like, I'm like, oh, how did you think it goes? She's like, oh, you mentioned Nando's a few times. Like, that's the feedback. I'm like, so is that good or bad? She's like, I think just some people are confused. I was like, were you confused? And she was like, oh, nah. I'm like, okay. I was like, were people, because it's hard to see what people are reacting, but my thought behind it is it's the psychology of public speaking, right? So you need to engage quickly. You need to get people interacting. And what I did was I wanted to create high status for us. And so what I did is I stood up. And so I made myself bigger on stage, and I came forward.
Was that you thinking, or you just?
No, literally, that's what I did. So I'm like, I read it. I think it's in Impro, the book.
Yeah.
And so by moving, and also I think Michael Bungay Stanier talks about it too, about standing and sitting and the power of that. And so by us starting sitting and saying, it's a daily talk show, and then all of a sudden standing, the crowd's like, what's going on here? But then the bit that I haven't dialed in is if I think I need a better bit when I stand up. The Nando's bit is where everyone got lost. If I'd done something where it's like, I don't know. Maybe we could have done a live auction rather than a silent auction, maybe, like, because then I'm standing and I'm pointing. And
no, we don't need you to fill time with that auction.
Well, Bree said that one of her favourite bits of Ep 500 was the raffle.
Yeah, but that was a fun thing that we did at the end of the show. Wasn't it leading into a 20-minute episode?
We could have done a raffle for 20 minutes.
We could easily fill a segment with a raffle for 20 minutes. But I think the fact that people are confused, I think it adds to it. People are they're thinking. You're forcing someone to start thinking about, What is he talking about? Why is he talking about Nando's? I like Nando's, but what is it? Oh yeah, I'm a mild guy. The next minute you're like, I'm limited. Huh? You have it's this weird thing where you're just forced to participate.
George, did your girlfriend put up her hand?
Yeah, she was hot.
Yeah.
And still is.
You agree? Yeah.
I was mild.
You were mild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mild and wild, as we call him. Maybe Wild George. Or we just call him Mild.
Mild's back
What do you think about Mild as a name, as a nickname?
Yeah, it's not great.
Have you had any nicknames in your life?
Oh, just like Geo, G,
Curious.
Georgie.
Curious? Who said curious?
Me.
Yeah, that's good.
George.
I didn't
Curious
get it.
George.
Curious George.
Who's
Is that a
Curious
character?
George?
Yeah.
Of what?
It's a
It's a
TV
monkey
show.
or something, right?
It's TV. It's like an animation thing.
Like a children's
Yeah.
show?
Yeah.
You still watching it?
Nah.
We could call. Do you think you're quite curious, George?
Yeah, reasonable. I mean, probably no more
in
than
what
anyone
way?
else.
Nah, he doesn't hold it as a quality for himself.
Nah.
So you're not curious.
What is, if you were to have a nickname, like something around the editing stuff, your skill set, Bookshop George,
Oh yeah, that's good.
Bookshop
That's-
George.
What? That's good. You don't like any of the others, but Bookshop George. You don't even own the bookshop.
Yeah, and I don't really read books either. So.
That's why it's funny.
Yeah.
Bookworm.
Bookworm, that's good. I like that.
Bookworm.
He likes a bit. He likes, there's a fair bit he likes,
The-
except for the mild
But the
one.
barista, if we were to able to get
Coffee machine.
a coffee machine, even it could just start with the Mocha Master. Just
My parents have a coffee machine that's not plumbed into the wall that you still need to do the barista.
You just have a tank.
touch.
You just have a tank in there.
Yeah, there's a silver one, like a stainless steel looking one. That's
Breville?
quite it's like a
probably a
Italian
rocket.
style
I think it's a
brand.
rocket.
You've got one.
Yeah.
Because my uncle's got one, and I was thinking of that,
rocket.
and then you've got the same one.
Yeah.
That's a legit machine.
Yeah, it's pretty full on.
Yeah, and so if we got George on that, then we start charging guests for their coffees.
could be a gold coin donation, and we put the money somewhere.
Caitlin says here at Venture IP, we have a barista who brings us coffee when we order. I just had one brought to me. Not going to lie.
Oh,
This is outrageous. The show brought to you by Ventura. What does it take? What does it take for us to?
Get one brought to us.
Yeah, maybe we could. Maybe
In the Tesla.
yeah, mate. We don't have that pool yet.
But we could definitely, if we do a show from there. So you were talking to Caitlin from Venture IP. What are you looking at, Sebs?
No, sorry. Scooter Derek, maybe Mr. 97 could confiscate the cup from the table. What cup?
This cup.
Those two cups. Is that what you're talking about, Scooter?
What's his problem?
I don't know. Also, Bianca says, I feel like there'd be a great alignment for Nando's sponsorship on this show,
Oh, definitely.
especially after
Who said
last
that?
night's performance.
Bianca.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I
Can
think
you draw up a sponsorship doc and
Yeah,
Send it
definitely.
over,
You
yeah.
should,
Cut you out a
you should
bit.
be able to do that.
I reckon
What did you
you-
just chuck? Was that your cup?
Yeah,
it
got
the
rid of my
cup?
That's a bit dangerous. Yeah, no. So I think that we could definitely do. So we have Venture IP. The other day we mentioned. I wanted to do one from their server room. What's that called?
The data center.
Server room is a bit
Server room.
server room.
Yeah, considering they've got rows and rows and yeah.
It's not quite a server room.
No.
Yeah, it's called a. What did you say it was called? What did we call it? Data
Data
center.
center.
And so I said it'd be great to do a show from the data center, right? Sevs.
Oh, Scooter Derek means hide it from Nando's.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Derek's thinking about the brand.
Yeah,
I
good on you,
appreciate
Derek.
that.
Macca's aren't in competition with Nando's. Different kettle of fish.
Oh,
Or kettle of
George, what do you
chicken.
think about that?
Yeah, no, I reckon different.
Different.
Nando's and
Primo. More
and
primo.
a Porto.
Hungry
More primo.
Jacks.
Yeah.
Portos, if anything, are trying to go against them.
Against Nando's, yeah.
It's not the same.
What's the one that? Oh, do you know what we could do? Nando's v Char Grill Charlie.
Different kettle of fish. One's a small business of 2 restaurants. The other's a juggernaut franchise. Char Grill Charlie's is like going to a local establishment
I wasn't
run by
talking
your
business
families.
models. I was talking more just the quality of the food.
Completely different.
What about grilled?
I've spent time. I went to Char Grill Charlie's a bunch when I lived in Sydney. Great establishment, but nothing like a
I've never been there. So I'm just
nothing
going,
like a Nando's.
What's
Nando's
the
is-
difference?
Well, it's Nando's is closer to being one of the not fast food, but it's a chain of restaurants that has a specific style and consistency across the board. Which you go to one of the Char Grill Charlies. I think there's only
There's two.
two.
There's I think
There's two.
one in Sydney, one in Melbourne.
but it's like a charcoal chicken.
Like
It's
a
like
red.
the- it's
are
like
they
the
closer
top-
to? Oh no,
It's
no.
a top end charcoal chicken.
So it's like a fox's den.
Exactly the same. Exactly, but scaled. It's huge. It's like Oprah's been there.
Which one? Char grilled.
Char
But
grilled
they've only
Charlie's.
got 2.
Yeah, but
So
Surrey Hills, the
scale? What does
prestige of that.
mean? Okay, so they're like a Messina.
No, because Messina's got shitloads of them. It's a
Isn't
small
it? Isn't
business.
it? How many Messinas are there?
There's Melbourne. There's a few in Melbourne. There's
2 in Melbourne.
There's a bunch in Sydney. So, but it's a different business.
Do they? I feel like Byron Bay has a trampoline ice cream place. Is that true?
Sorry, the Char Grilled Charlies, they've got heaps in Sydney.
How many?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 11.
What?
Oh, sorry, 13. 11.
Hang
And
on,
then one in
hang on.
Melbourne.
Where?
In Sydney.
Surrey Hills? Is there one? I'm just trying to make sure it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surrey Hills.
They've scaled since I
Middle,
lived there.
Middle Cove, Lane Cove.
I still don't put them on they're not Nando's. They're not. They're the superior charcoal chicken. If you wanted to get charcoal
what about,
chicken, you get your salads.
yeah,
like
sure,
you can
yeah.
pick. I want that beetroot one. I want that.
Well, is Nando's similar? I don't know why we're playing this game, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
Is Nando's like a schnitz,
better,
but similar?
Similar. Yeah, same playing field.
Or just because they don't fry
I think they're
everything
the up there with the Guzman and Gomez. Like that's the player.
up there,
Really?
implying
Would
that
you-
Guzmani is higher than Nando's.
Or I'm talking for Mexican. Like if you Guzmani
Is
are the
better than
best
Mad-
Mexican, I think. And so what I'm saying is
Yeah.
they're up there, and so chicken Nando's are up here.
Yeah, sure.
They're the real.
And so I
players.
think schnitz and Porto are neck and neck.
Yeah, I mean, I'm judging you at a Porto.
Mm.
I don't know many people that rock a Porto other than through a service station driving down the Hume. or
I
something.
thought the Porto was sort of my experience was they were the fancy KFC.
Nah.
Portuguese. It's expensive though.
What is?
A Porto. I mean,
I thought you were
for what it should be. No, for what it should be, it's like
Yeah.
Oh, new vegan burger.
From where?
No,
Porto.
don't give him that. Don't give him that. Anyway,
Wait, so
so
it's
we're talking about doing it from the data center and
Sorry,
Sorry,
Venture
Jordan.
IP. We were data center. Thought it'd be great. All these racks, server racks that look great. You were saying Caitlin has said absolutely not.
No, so the problem is the security is too tight on the data centers.
So,
That they won't let people into them.
so it should be, is it right? Like it's like
Yeah, and so they're not going to let a couple of gronks come in and record.
What if we
the
don't
show
bring
from-
USB sticks? We're not downloading any data.
can't we just use a green screen with some server racks behind us?
Oh yeah, that's a funny idea.
Yeah, well, no. So I think Venture IP. I'm sure they'll have a couple of server things at their HQ.
What does that
I
mean?
reckon I could find some better looking stuff than a few server racks just running their internal comms system. I'm just making shit up. I have no idea what a server rack even does.
And
but
so-
I know that they do them well.
And so, can you tell the plush? What was the plush? Toy?
Oh, so Caitlin tried to bring in one of the plush toys, and they were
Of
just
the
like,
dinosaur.
yeah. They're Venturosauruses, I think they call them. But
You're
yeah,
a full brand evangelist, aren't you? Soon you'll be wearing a
would-
cape.
you know what they have? No, you should see their massive one that they have at their door. It's huge. It'd be cool.
Like made out of
Anyway,
what?
so
It's like a plush toy, but massive.
Okay, sure.
absolutely not. We're doing a show from there.
And so, but the plush toy, what happened with the plush toy?
Well, so she tried to get it in, but they weren't super keen on letting her
The
bring it in.
security wouldn't let a plush toy into the.
I think she got in with
Data
it,
center.
but it
She did.
just real weird looks. Like, not sure about
well, because
Really?
it could be a USB in its bumhole.
I mean,
Well, yeah, that would be.
you think
You'd
about-
get that from
Did you see
Alibaba.
did you see the Edward Snowden movie? He was like a Rubik's Cube or whatever, and he like threw it to the bloke as he went through the security scanner.
that's sick.
And he had the little micro SD card under
Inside,
one of the labels on the Rubik's cubes.
I mean, guys, our website's public anyway. Download it if you want.
I was in an Uber once speaking to a guy who worked in cybersecurity for the big bank, and he was telling me about their server location. It's out in Nunawading or somewhere down there. And I was saying...
Was there a moment where, like, because I've had a few of those, you have an Uber driver that has crazy amounts of intel.
Yeah,
Is there a little bit of you judging, being like, mate, I don't know, like, you
what are you doing
currently...
this? No, he'd spent time... Like,
There's nothing
worked
wrong
for
with
many
being it,
years.
but it's more the fact that, like, I'm going to take, like, you are giving out crazy amounts of information with a lot of authority.
Yeah. I think it's when you feel empowered after working for a company for so long,
You can just talk
and
about
you got no alliance with them anymore because you got your severance, you got your payout after being cut off after 20 years, and he doesn't give a shit. And he was telling me that I said, "Oh, do people?" Because that's where they hold all your information, NAB Bank or whatever. Put in your details, and it's got all your security, whatever, your name, your account details. It's all stored out there. And he said to me, because I said, do people hack the banks? Like, is that ever happening? He's like, never. No one's hacking the banks. It's always inside jobs. When anything happens, the firewalls and whatever, they're too. They probably get hacked, but they don't get hacked the way I was asking him. And he's like, it's always like someone's fucking let someone in, or someone's brought a bloody USB in a dinosaur's ass into the service center and plugged it in.
You know what's interesting? I was looking at our firewall that we have set up for I think it's called WordFence.
Yep.
On our website, and it shows you how many attacks have happened across their whole network. And I've created a great story. So I saw the graph, and it's sort of like standard, and then there's a big peak. And it's like the start of January. It goes up heaps of extra attacks. Anyone want to have a guess what I think it was?
And so this is from everyone who uses their service?
Yeah, so any website, like WordPress websites essentially using this, they had an increased amount of attacks early Jan. What do you think it was?
New Year's resolutions, people signing up for shit, paying for stuff online, getting people at that point.
I'm guessing, but I reckon Iran.
Was that when it happened?
So
that's a big call.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in the sort of diplomacy game.
But you're in the bro science game.
Yeah,
so.
exactly, Gronk science. But the reason I say it was because if you look it up, 97, there were what is it called? Like councils, like the equivalent of like low-level government websites that had been defaced.
Really?
With Iranian stuff after Qasem Soleimani was killed. Are you happy that I remember?
Yeah, that's good.
And so my guess would be that a bunch of independent people, maybe also connected to the regime, was actively attacking American websites, whether that be businesses or government related.
So Iranians would have been doing the attacks on American sites.
Yeah, or it could have been like proxies, like proxy like cyber teams. What do you think of that theory, George?
I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. Stands up for George.
I'm a bit lost, but yeah.
What do you mean you're lost?
Yeah, I mean,
this is interesting. You listen to the show all the time. Did that not make sense to you?
Yeah, no, not really.
So, I've landed on a website that started playing like old German music, and someone had hacked it and defaced it and put some banner, and there was some writing I couldn't read, and it was like
happened with me with like Turkey, a Turkish website. Like,
that shit happens all the time. And so, what Josh is saying is, after the US attack Iran, there's people in Iran that do these attacks on American websites.
Yeah, I get you.
To just, it's I don't know what they get at.
What was
I
the
think
difference,
the struggle
George,
is
in
what people even get out of it. People are going, why would they do that?
Why do people protest?
Why? Yeah, but why do people do it on these sites? Like, what are they personally getting from?
Well, because I'm guessing they just run like automated things, which basically says, okay, go and look up every website /WP admin.
You're losing people at this point.
Okay, all right. So imagine
/WP admin. I get it if you've ever used a WordPress site, but if
you go let's just simplify. If you go /login, and we're going to run a database of 10 million websites. Now, if it's /login, then try these different brute force methods. So you could say the
George
website
is asleep. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Big night.
No, I get it. I get it.
Do you get
we
that?
need a
you understand. Cybersecurity expert, I'm literally giving you what they're going to say.
Yeah. But I want someone who can hack. I want someone who actually can hack.
I could hack.
You couldn't hack.
You couldn't hack.
Oh, when Sev says it,
What could
it's
you?
got more weight than me because I got no idea.
No, so
I could social engineer your credit card details.
He doesn't-
Or sorry, your
he doesn't
mum's
have
credit
one.
card details.
my mum's credit card
Yes.
details.
Just ask Mason. He knows.
Yeah, it's on my phone.
Oh, just Apple Pay, mate. Show us your face for a
Can I
sec.
eat your chips?
Yeah, I'll have 2 more.
No, I was just looking at some of the analytics that they provide, and I do want to say there have been no attacks from Iran on our website. So
Not on ours,
I know, but no. So, okay,
across their network.
yeah, okay, but you would expect to see at least one in ours if they've got a massive.
We haven't done anything to them. Why would Iran be attacking us personally?
Because you just said that the Iranians were going after us.
That's not a negative narrative that I'm just saying that
Who's deciding on that?
I just think this isn't against us versus Iran, and I'm very clear on that, Seb. So I don't like where you're taking it. But if you look at the whole network outside of us, don't make it about us.
See what
we
you
don't
can
have to
find.
have this convo.
No,
Doesn't
it's
matter.
actually pretty boring. But anyway, last night was fun.
Yeah.
And Sevs, we got an email of someone who couldn't make it to our event last night,
Thank you to Michelle Torreville,
who
and
also
Dylan-
couldn't make it.
and Dylan Torreville, who
yeah.
they can't make it because they're 13,000 kilometres away.
Yeah.
Do you know how I know they're 13,000
Find my
away?
friends.
Yeah.
I see
I've
Dill
got
pop
Michelle
up
on
in my-
there.
Oh, do no, you don't.
I've got Dill.
Dill, 3D Dill couldn't make it, and his mama and him, they bought 2 tickets, and Gemma Watts gave them away.
Yeah.
And then we also got an email from
Emma.
who couldn't make it, lives up in Queensland, I think, but wanted to get behind
Gold Coast.
the Gronks and support.
The fire relief. So what you were suggesting, because we were thinking, we could put a donate thing on
Yeah.
our Facebook group, admin, all that sort of stuff. We thought, how could we get the same effect? Craig Harper, our mate.
Craig Harper, our mate, if you go onto his Facebook page, Mace,
Yes, he's got Craig Harper's Bushfire fundraiser.
it's awesome. And so he's already raised a bunch of thousands.
And so we'll put it in our Facebook group.
4,700.
So
amazing.
good. And so we've had a bunch of our friends do this as well. Quadlock raised a
Yeah,
shitload
yeah.
of cash. But so what we'll do, if you wanted to come last night but you couldn't make it, but you would also like to still donate, it would mean a lot if you got behind Craig's event, which will be on our Facebook group and our Facebook
Is it
page.
an actual event?
So
Sorry, the
No.
fundraiser.
No, it actually is. I'm just reading the description. So
Okay.
it's
Right.
going to be a
you know,
bit hard for Emma, but it's a 2-hour workshop.
okay,
so
so
you
is this
donate
we've
$50
really
in
So
That's
we've
the
just
ticket.
done the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking for. Well,
So
how about
cancel
this? How about this? We're going to have on our Facebook page a link to donate. Won't be
Yeah.
not necessarily ours.
We're
but
going to piggyback on someone else's
you can,
donation.
You can piggyback and help theirs
What
get
about
up.
the Quadlock one?
I think it's stopped. Unless
Yeah,
they keep
we'll
it
work,
going.
anyway.
We'll work
put
it
on
out.
Facebook
We'll work it
group.
out.
Yeah,
But if you still want to donate and you got some cash, because as we learnt last night from someone who was on the ground, Lana Wilkins, a reporter for
Cash.
Channel 9,
is king.
cash is king.
Not cash is trash, like
Well-
Grant Cardone would want you to believe.
In a meeting today, and someone said cash is trash.
Really?
And I said, Grant Cardone. They went, yeah.
Who said that?
Friend of mine, but it wasn't anything to do with the way Grant says it.
What was it about?
I can't even remember. But
Oh.
it wasn't. He just knew that Grant says that bullshit.
It's being funny.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a daily talk show. If you've enjoyed the show, leave us a podcast review. 5 stars is appreciated.
Mm.
What are you smiling
And
at,
some,
Sebs?
and
What are
some
you reading?
words of wisdom.
Yeah,
Bianca's just said Iran is cancelling the Daily Talk Show.
They could easily cancel
yeah,
us.
it'd be so annoying.
God.
But I'm doing so much research. Yeah, they can do that. George, how would you like to finish the show? What do we normally say? How, you can end it for us.
Oh, you want me to end it?
Yeah.
Have you done your live read yet?
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
That was me when I was like, when I was eating and I said about Venture IP
Oh.
and the fact that you can get shared hosting 50% off for the first year. Just use the promo code TDTS.
Love it.
So for people who don't know Venture IP, it's web hosting. So it's like if you're wanting to get a website set up, they've got a bunch of other stuff too.
Yeah, domains, VPSs.
Mhm.
They do G Suite hosting, email hosting.
Yeah, all that stuff. And so you can get all that there. And they're based in Melbourne. Great 24-hour support.
Mm.
Anything else, George?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
All right, George.
So
Thanks for being here. We're still. I think we're working
we'll
on your
finish-
name. Working on your name.
so he can finish it.
All right, George, finish off the show.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
It's spot on.
Very good. That's good.
See you
Bye,
guys.
guys. See ya.